Well, joining me now is London mayoral candidate, founder of Fairfuel UK, Howard Cox. And Howard, you fervently disagree with parking charges going up in London. I suppose the point is, if you don't want to pay it, don't do it.
Yeah, I suppose that's it. Every single politician, whether it's local or national, is looking at ways to continue to demonise drivers and to hit them in the pocket as hard as possible. They're seen as easy cash cows. They have been. I've been campaigning for 13 years, fighting for fuel duty to be kept frozen, which I'm pleased to say the campaign's achieved that. But what's happening in London and what's going to happen to other cities across the UK, I'm afraid, is tantamount to, I think, highway robbery. It's getting ridiculous. And people, I've got 1.7 million supporters, and frankly, people are fed up to back teeth. Their second most important expense, maybe their car, their van, their truck, or whatever it is being used as an easy cash cow, and for no other reasons. And it's hidden behind a sort of green ideology, which I'm afraid is completely ill-placed.
But, well, when you say it's a green ideology that is poorly placed, I mean, the point is that people would prefer, surely, to breathe air that is cleaner. There we go. That's the ULEZ sort of side of it. Also, I mean, you could argue that particularly in, well, actually not in all cities, but in some cities, and particularly in London, there is a very adequate public transport system.
Absolutely, you're right. London is actually blessed with a great public transport system, but some people need to drive their car. I've given this example on many occasions. There's a midwife that works or used to work in St Thomas's Hospital and does shift work, and so she has to pay 2 congestion charges over the midnight time, and also 2 ULEZ charges, and that comes to £56, and she only earns 80 quid. I mean, it's ludicrous. What we need to do is work on clean fuel technology. Everyone wants to breathe clean air, and drivers are not the main sources of some of the pollution that's going on. Just go down into the underground, for example. The underground, in particulate terms, is 1,800% more polluting than at roadside level. There's lots of things that's not going right here. This is, and I say the ideology. Even Transport for London, for example, and we see from Imperial College yesterday that the results show that any increase of the ULEZ expansion to the M25 will not make any demonstrable difference to the quality of the air we breathe.
What would you do then?
Well, as I say, I'd incentivise people to move to cleaner fuels, not hit them in the pocket. And there's hydrogen, there's fuel catalysts, and there's in America, for example, in Texas, it's a legal requirement for bulk delivery of fuel to forecourts to contain this fuel catalyst, and that halves emissions and also improves fuel economy by 10%. It's a win-win-win, that sort of thing. But we're not considering that. All we do is say, force people into one mode of transport, the 2030 ban of diesel, petrol cars, new car sales, forcing us into an electric vehicle mode of transport. And I'm pro EV, but we shouldn't be going to one form of clean fuel technology. As I say, hydrogen, e-fuels, fuel catalysts, there's lots of things we can do. We do not need to force people into a situation where it hits them in the pocket.
I suppose the other way of looking at it, you say, well, councils are hard pressed. They're cash strapped because of the fact that they've had so many years of austerity. They need to fix lots of things. I suppose this is one way of getting the money in.
It is, and Penny, I repeat my point. And the first thing they look at, every politician I know, and I'm told that I've been working on this for 13 years in Westminster and across the country, the first thing politicians do is how much more can we screw out of drivers? And it's just not right. They are the commercial heartbeat and the social heartbeat of the whole country and the whole of the economy. And they contribute £50 billion every year unfailingly, something like the 5th largest income to the Treasury. Those are the sorts of things you should be looking at. And as I repeat, let's incentivise people to move to clean fuel technology. Please don't hit them in the pocket any further.
Thank you very much, Howard Cox. That was London mayoral candidate, founder of the Fairfuel UK, Howard Cox there.